When the story of modern engineering in Nigeria in this era is written, perhaps a chapter would be dedicated to the exploits and role played by engineer Otis Engr, a mechanical, automotive, plastic, cost and valuation engineer and strategic planner in placing the enviable profession where it is today. Born on the 4th of March 1951 in Onitsha, Anambra State. In June 1971, he obtained the West African School Certificate, proceeding for the Faculty of Engineering of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka in September 1971. He studied for and bagged the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering in June 1976. From August 1976 to September 1977, Engineer Engr served as NYSC Pupil Engineer with the Nigerian Railways at the Central Mechanical Workshops in Butemeta. He became NNPC site representative on the Petrochemicals Phase 1 projects at Ban Warri, comprising polypropylene, carbon black, and HF alkylation plants with associated infrastructures in December 1980. Engineer Engr left NNPC to found the consulting engineering and management consulting outfit Otis Consult Limited and Otis Engineering, which renders a range of services including feasibility studies, market surveys, basic and detailed engineering, procurement and contracting engineering, inspection and expediting, project management, training, cost engineering.
At the time I was getting into Airports Authority, I had another offer from NNPC. And then I decided, after consultations with some mentors, that NNPC certainly had more to offer to me at that time. So I moved to NNPC. And from what I experienced in NNPC, I got sufficiently informed, sufficiently formed, and sufficiently experienced to have that confidence to go on my own.
While performing as chief project consultant on the Ajaokuta Steel project between February 1993 and June 1994, the first time a Nigerian played that role, he prepared, at the request of the management of Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited, a technical management proposal which was well received by the Honorable Minister of Power and Steel and the Department of Steel. As a testimony of the ministry's satisfaction with the proposal, the Honorable Minister set up a committee on strategic management for the steel sector to widen the work Engineer Engr had started on ASCL for general application to the steel sector as a whole. He served as member and consultant on this ministerial committee.
There were so many chemical industries that were being built. Then the steel plants, you had Ajaokuta, you had Alaja, you had the rolling mills in Jos, Osogbo, and Katsina, and so on and so forth. This one is on industrialization. But those were the times also when heavy, heroic civil engineering was also coming up. You had all those expressways, flyovers, and so on and so forth. They were just coming up at that time. So compared to the number of engineers we had at that time, I think the government kind of was matching their development strides with also the manpower they were being trained. And of course, shouldn't be surprising, because the country was practicing manpower development at the highest level. There was an agency, maybe it is still there, but at that time they planned with the educational system to produce the manpower you needed for the type of projects and programs the government had.
Engineer Otis Engr as a public servant. His firm, Otis Consult Limited and Otis Engineering, has been consultant in various fields to the Delta State Company Limited since 1989 and prepared in 1994, under his leadership, a strategic plan for establishment of profit centers in DSC business portfolio. In 2003, he was Chief Technical Advisor to BPE on privatization of DSC. He had earlier performed in the same capacity on the privatization of the Mint. From March 1990 to July 1993, Engineer Anyeji served as Deputy Chairman of the Standing Technical Committee on the Nigerian Automotive Industry (STC), with the Honorable Minister of Industry as Chairman. During this period, he midwifed the establishment of the Center for Automotive Design and Development, Zaria, acting in the capacity of Chairman, Low Cost Vehicle Project Committee.
A message to the young up-and-coming engineers is that anybody who is trained in engineering, in any course in engineering, and applies himself to work in the sectors that use engineering, will certainly find himself developing capacity and the things that could be done to make that a reality at the early stages could include stooping to conquer. There's a lot of talk of scarcity of jobs. I mean, no doubt, yes, there will be scarcity of jobs because if much of the activities are going to foreigners, they too would like to have their people at the levels that engineers play. But if that will begin to change, of course, more and more Nigerian firms will come into play, and they have no option but to employ Nigerian engineers.
He was elected Secretary General of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in December 1988 and was subsequently re-elected for 2 more terms. Engineer Anyeji was Chairman, Institute of Appraisers and Cost Engineers, 2003 to 2010, and Chairman, Automotive Engineers Institute, 2006 to 2011. Engineer Anyeji was elected Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in 2010, 2011, and 2012. In 2013, he was elected Deputy President and President-elect of NSE. Engineer Anyeji assumed the presidency of NSE on 1st January 2016. He served as Vice President of West African Federation of Engineering Organizations, WAFEO, from 2012 to 2017. Engineer Anyeji became President of WAFEO in November 2017, concurrently serving as Vice President of Federation of African Engineering Organizations, FAEO, a member of the Governing Council of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN.
For someone to describe the career of Engineer Otis in the field of engineering is going to be a task. But let me try. Engineer Otis has excelled himself in the practice of engineering, right from operations to consulting and administration and management of engineering endeavors. He is somebody that I always describe as the repository of knowledge in terms of the practice, in terms of the politics of engineering and in terms of the Nigerian Society of Engineers itself. He has, I don't think there's any living engineer now that can compete with Engineer Otis on the history and records of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He has developed young engineers right from the scratch to maturity, where now their companies are competing with his own company. He not only engineers, he has developed many personalities around the construction industry, the engineering economy industry, and consulting. So he has contributed so much and he's still contributing.
As president of NSE, he was one of the 4 persons that prepared the draft Presidential Executive Order Number 5. For several years, he was editor-in-chief of the Appraisers and Cost Engineers, the official journal of the Institute of Appraisers and Cost Engineers. A member of the Association of Consulting Engineers of Nigeria, ASEN, Engineer Anyeje's firm, Otis Engineering, from June 2005 till 2014, jointly with a German firm, Lamea International, performed as design and management consultants on Nigeria's National Integrated Power Project NIPP. Engineer Otis Anyeje as a family man. At the home front, Engineer Otis Anyeje groomed his family with the same level of dexterity he performed engineering roles.
Husband is royalty. Engineer Otis Anyeje has been a wonderful man, a wonderful husband, an inspiration to our children. You know, I thank God our paths crossed because he has been a lot of things in my life. And for NSC, I would say he lives and breathes engineering.
This is a person who knows he was the son of a petty trader, the son of a carpenter, and that he only got to where he's got into in life because people who did not have to give him opportunities chose to do so. And to him, it is critical he selflessly returns that favor. He selflessly returns the baton to young engineers for the future of the craft. This is my father, Engineer Otis Anyeje.
Incredibly loving, a wonderful father, very supportive, very understanding, extremely rational, and extremely intelligent. I just see a very big inspiration. I'm so proud and so happy to have him as my dad. And he inspires me every day, especially in how he lives his life, how very loving he is, how very passionate about what he does he is, and very good at what he does. Very incredibly inspiring man.
To date, he has not less than 18 fellowships in different fields of engineering and over 300 awards across Nigeria and internationally. Engineer Anyeje, who was knighted by Pope Francis in December 2015 as Knight of St. Gregory the Great, is a Knight of St. Mulumba. He is president of the Association of Papal Knights and Medalists in Nigeria, APKMN, Abuja Province. His royalty, Engineer Anyeje, is presently Obi Nowu Nokija, the traditional head of Ubahu clan.
So what we are looking at now is that we have to try to run the place as a typical community administration with proper governance structures that will enable the town to fulfill its potentials in social, economic, and environmental dimensions.
Recognizing his sterling roles in the development and advancement of engineering, the Maitama branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, known for upholding the dignity and virtues of the engineering professionals, instituted the annual Engineer Otis Lecture to honor this first and among equals. This lecture and event, the 9th in the series, is in consolidation of that idea. To God be the glory.